Hello everyone, MCon here. We've got another episode of Dragon Age Origins, following the adventures of Durin, the poor noble dwarf who just killed his brother on behest of his other brother. So, oh! Hello. Let's just go ahead and stun you. And then come around behind you. And then stab you. There we go. And yeah, he's been exiled to the Deep Roads, but thankfully, it turns out he can find the Grey Wardens and join up with them. Aha! I've got my short bow. I'll take that. Hey, they didn't strip me of my cash, and that's pretty nice. Very thoughtful of them. Alright, there's my short bow. Alright, we're probably not going to have that equipped for now, though.
Look there, a cunning trap.
Why would there... Okay. Alrighty. Chink. Genlock. Let's go dirty trick it. Alright, and then come around behind. And attack. There we go. Yes! They're a lot more health than that spider did. Come on. There we go. Get rid of the trap. Excellent. Lyrium potion. Well, that's completely useful to a dwarf. Yes. Because dwarves, they can't use magic. Alright. Another dagger. Same thing as my other dagger. Leather gloves. Oh, right. I should start putting on some armor. Because I actually don't have anything. Studded leather armor. Alright. We'll take that. Okay. A little bit better then. Fatigue. Yep. Hello? Let me down! It won't... What the world? Oh, that's the way I came, right? That's the way I go.
Look there, a cunning trap.
Another one, huh?
It's a trap.
Another one. Yep. We're just gonna wait till he gets a little closer. There we go. Come around back of him. And stab him back. Easy peasy. Much better. Alright. Ooh. How profitable.
It has begun.
Darkspawn dagger. Ooh, I lose dexterity. Okay. Okay, some more iron daggers. A short bow, which doesn't do as much damage. Elm short bow does not do as much as an iron long sword. But it might be better than my other bow. I'll find out. Check our other weapon set. It is the same thing. Elm short bow. Alright, yep. Swap this back. Alright, so we can't get through there. So we should, yes, this way. Continue through. Kind of dreary, these deep road caves. What are you? Deep Stalker? Oh, there's two of you. Let's swap weapons.
Very well.
Get him. Get him. Oh, this might not have been the best idea. Come on. Come on. Probably getting like a bunch of movement penalties. Alright, swapping weapons back. Okay, can I move around behind? Not really. Kind of. Oh, I'm really slow now. There we go, that's better. Yes! Must have been really susceptible to being stunned. Excellent. Alright. That, okay. Note to self, do not walk into the middle of a web. Skeleton. Ooh, handy. A little bit of coin, never hurt anyone. Okay, so we can see, is there anything right over here? Oh, that was a bad idea. Dirty fighting, dirty fighting. Ah, get around behind him. There we go. Yes. Murder the heck out of him, please. Ugh, I hate spiders. Darkspawn longbow is an extra damage but less dexterity. Okay, this is the right. Yes, this is the right way. All right, we're gonna keep this. Oh. Out
Look
just
there,
for that
cunning
reason.
trap. I shall do it.
There we go.
Now we do battle.
Almost. Gotcha. Okay, that sounds really, really bad. Okay.
It's a trap.
And attack. Yes. Look at that. Got off 2 attacks, one of which missed before I shot him down. That's the way I like it. Alright. Superior Dwarven Guard Armor. Nice. Alright.
Dark.
Oop. Look at that. Another gen lock.
More
Yes.
of a fool, say.
Come on. Could really use that pinning shot. There we go. Dude, you sound terrible. I don't know which way is correct. These are close quarters. We're going to swap back to the daggers. Okay, I'm going to guess this is not the right way. Or... oh, no, that brings us back to the deep road, so I guess I'll check out the other side. Because there's nothing like going to the right spot to put you off of your questing. No, you must go to all the wrong spots first. Okay, so what's back here? Oh, deep stalkers. Alright. Oh, that's a lot of them. Alright. Get over here. Attack. This might not turn out so well. This is really not turning out so well. No! 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 Oh! Yeah. Not so good. Gee, when was the last time I saved? Ugh, back here. Well, that'll teach me. Do we have... no, let's equip the bow. Alright. And attack.
It's a trap.
Berserk! Though he can't seem to hit me. Oh, okay, there he went. Alright, what do you got? See, leg trap. Yeah. See, if I had trap making, I bet this next
Look there,
part would be
a cunning trap.
way easier.
It has begun.
Come on. There's
No
one,
quarter shall be given.
2, 3, out. There we go.
Won the day.
Missed. Come on. These were my best chances. Come on. Almost. No, come on. There we go. At least it's not interrupting. Okay, there's the Dwarven Guard armor. Alright. Save. If I had trap making. That would be ideal. Oh wait, is this the deep roads? Yeah, I went the wrong way again. Funny how that happens. Alright. Here we go. We got this. We can do this. Oh, oh. Back up. And fire.
Honor of beast is this?
Fire! Okay. Swap into daggers. Not doing nearly as bad because I'm not surrounded. Alright, good. That's one of them down. I am not doing so hot. I really could use to stun these guys. Okay, come on. Oh! Oh! Uh-oh. That's gonna, yep. Okay. Yep, that's a doomed. It's just not gonna happen. Oh. Okay. Okay, now I've got one down.
As you say.
Alright. So what are two down in there? Come on. Come on. Got him. There we go. Deep stalker. Oh, oh. No, he's gonna get me for the realm, isn't he? Get back out. Get out of here. No, come on. Come on. Let me go. There we go. Come on. Alright. Oh! Ah, it was so close. It was so close. Alright. Alright, we're gonna call that one. I don't think I can beat that. But then again, what do I know?
If we must fight, let us do it quickly. Quickly, we must fight!
Come on. Yeah, nope, nope, this isn't. Nope. Giving up for real this time. Not going back. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Here we go. The deep roads. We're back.
By the Maker, it's a dwarf.
Hello.
Lord Duncan, what are you doing here alone? Where are your troops?
I am Lord Duncan. No longer.
Ah, you have been made to walk the deep roads, then.
You mean you were exiled? What happened?
I do not think matters of dwarven honor are any business of ours. You need not answer, friend.
They think, well, I was unjustly accused of a crime.
I see. The brutal intrigue of the dwarven court continues, then. Your father intimated as much. I will not ask what happened. You are the child of my old friend, and do not deserve to die in this pit. You have already proven yourself both resourceful and skilled, and I would expect nothing less from an Duncan. When last we spoke, you told me you wished to join our order. I imagine this isn't quite what you meant, but you may still find great honor here. As leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, I would like to formally invite you to join our order.
I would be honored.
Then welcome. We leave immediately for Ostagar to join with the human forces facing the Darkspawn hordes led by King Kalen. Stay close. There are still Darkspawn around every corner.
Awesome. We've been recruited into the Grey Wardens. We're gonna be heroes.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest.
Very
The King's
impressive.
forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kalen, I didn't expect
A royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I am Durin, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar.
You must not have met many members of the noble caste.
Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime.
If Your Majesty wishes.
I do. I'll make sure to have the finest dwarven brew brought up from the palace cellars. After we've dealt with the blight, of course. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days?
I'm his son, and he was fine when I last saw him.
Well, it seems your story may be even more interesting than I suspected. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You're too kind, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize things were going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
All right.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
Yet you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Why not? He seems to regard the Grey Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining, in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Why is this ritual so secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
Wonderful. Let's get this over with then.
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Okay. Thank you, Duncan. Ooh. Leveled up. Bunch of new codex entries. Alright. The Korkari Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Alamari peoples stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arlings stood on the border of the dark forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside, and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with the screams, and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead in the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arlings stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korkari Wilds. There are as many legends about the Great Southern Forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened, wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korkari Wilds. There is nothing beyond. The Wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters, but more need be said. Okay. Alright, creatures. Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world, the first blight. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted, and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land, a blight. Deepstalker. A fool trusts his eyes. A wise man fears every rock is a Deepstalker. Possibly the strangest of all the creatures found in the deep roads is the Deepstalker. Tezpatum, as the dwarves call them, hunt in packs, generally by burrowing underground and then striking when their prey is in their midst. Stalkers come in several types. Spitters have venom glands that can spit secretions that slow or injure their prey. Jumpers hurl themselves at their targets, knocking them down and making the kill easier. The most common variety scares its prey, leaving the unfortunate victim helpless against the rest of the pack. Genlock. Right, we know about Genlocks. Alphas. In any group of Genlocks, there is usually one who is dominant. As the tallest, strongest, and smartest of their kind, alphas serve as a sort of commander, directing or bullying the others in combat. Ghoul. What the Blight does not destroy, it corrupts. Any creature infected with the Darkspawn taint that does not have the good fortune to die outright becomes a ghoul, a twisted shadow of itself. The name originally comes from men, whether human, dwarven, or elven, who became tainted, usually while being held as a captive food source by the Darkspawn. They would turn cannibal, preying on other captives, slaves to the will of the Archdemon, driven mad by pain. During a blight, the corruption of the Darkspawn spreads through the wilder areas of Thedas and infects the animals found there. This produces grotesque enraged bears called Bearskarn, as well as blight wolves. Fortunately, ghouls rarely survive their corruption for long. Alright. Balin Adukin. Third king of Endrin's children, Balin has always been considered the last and least of his family. Trian was the undisputed heir apparent from the moment of his birth, and Durin was not only the most accomplished, but also their father's clear favorite. Balin's most notable trait was his ability to stay out of trouble. He tricked Durin into slaying their brother Trian, eliminating both rivals for the throne in one stroke. King Kaelin Therin. Son of the legendary King Marek Therin, Kaelin was the first Ferelden king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen Anora. Logain MacTyr. Logain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Marek, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Marek raised his friend to the nobility, and Logain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. Okay. And controls, which we don't really need to know about. Alright. Well, we've made it to Ostagar. We are going to start joining the Grey Wardens soon with some for ceremony. So we've got the King's Highway behind us and a bunch of other stuff in front of us. So this seems like a good place to leave off for now. So until next time, guys, I hope you all have a good one. Bye, everyone.